Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to November's Lunch and Learn. We're very excited today to have Lena here with us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can do a quick introduction, and then Lena is going to take it away. So that's her website. Let me just go to the presentation. Okay, just a thumbs up from Kathy, who I can see on my screen right now. Kathy, can you see the slide deck? Wonderful. Okay, so for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Christine Hall, and I'm the founder of the MAWB Network. So I run the MAWB Network, and I also do a bunch of training, social media apps like Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and Canva and MailChimp. And I've just started training people on teaching people how to use ChatGPT as well. And I have an online session coming up on Saturday. If you didn't happen to see that, or if you want to get more details on that, I can certainly share those with you. Every month in the MAWB community, we have at least 3 events. We have at least our Lunch and Learn, which happens on the second Tuesday of the month. So we're here now. We have our MAWB meetup. It's an in-person morning meetup. It takes place from 9 to 11:30. And we currently use and have for the past 6 years, have used the space at the Meadowvale Community Center. And then our third event is an in-person event, and it's a speed networking event. Okay, so if you're new to our community, I encourage you to go to mawb.ca/events and check out the events that we have. Sometimes I'll tell you that our events get posted in our Facebook group first and can sell out there before they even get to our website. So make sure you're also a member of our Facebook community. If you're not, you can just ask for the link in the chat box and I'll post that in a little bit. Okay, so today we have the pleasure of having Lena with us. Lena Cebula is a founder and a certified coach for women in transition. She specializes in supporting women navigating their way through life's challenges, turning obstacles and these challenges into opportunities, making fresh transformations. And you're going to hear Lena's story today. It is incredible. The things that she has been through, she's lived through, and she's here to help women of all ages and in all stages. So today's Lunch and Learn session is called Finding Balance in Transitions, Relationships, Career, and Motherhood. So you probably all saw the description. That's why you signed up for the class, but I'll just reiterate. If you're navigating a personal and professional transition, this workshop is for you. Lena specializes in empowering women in transition. She helps guide women through feelings of overwhelm, finding work-life balance, and embracing new roles with confidence. So what will you gain from today's session? She's going to be teaching strategies to balance multiple roles, tips for reducing overwhelm, and tools to overcome the fear of unmet expectations. I really have not met a woman who hasn't experienced some, or if not all of those things, over and over again as you go through the different stages in life. So great to have you here, Lena. Thank you so much for being with us. I will let you know as well that Lena has developed a workbook for us. And if you signed up before today, you would have got the workbook in an email yesterday. If you did sign up today, before 11:30, you would have gotten an email reminder with the workbook as well. If you signed up after 11:30 and you didn't get the workbook, or for some reason you can't find the email, just drop a comment in the chat box and we'll make sure that you get the email and the workbook, okay? So, oh, that's your contact information. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my share and ask Lena, do you have a slide deck and should I give you hosting?
No, it's okay. We're gonna work with the workbook and it's
Okay.
gonna be very interactive. So if you
Okay.
guys didn't get the workbook, please get it now. But if you have no chance to print it, you can just take a notebook and write, and you can print it later on.
Okay, so why don't I pull it up on the screen? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay, give me just 1 second. You can go ahead and begin and I'll just find that file.
All right. So thank you so much for introduction, and thank you so much, Christine, for giving me this opportunity to share. Oh, you took my notes
Sorry.
too.
Sorry.
Because like I'm still first time, so I'm kind of running by the notes. And thank you for saying that this workshop was actually created for the women who juggle in multiple roles. And yes, definitely many women can identify with that as well. So I will tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm Lena Cebula, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. And just like Christine said, I'm a coach for women, and I have many transitions myself. I actually survivor of human trafficking and drug addiction and alcohol abuse, and then I didn't even know that I'm gonna be alive by 20. And then I become a wife and a mother. Been married now for 20 years. I have 16-year-old. Oh, sorry, just turned 17, so 17-year-old and 12-year-old twins. And I actually had a career as well while I was raising the children. I was a hairstylist for 16 years. So in the beginning, because I have Russian background as well, I thought I can do it all. And I realized here in this country, people are so driven of building the business and success. And I thought, wow, that's a great opportunity for me to start with a clean slate and actually become somebody, because I knew that my innocence and worth was stolen. So I thought getting this identity in what I do would bring me that worth and value. So I chose to be a hairstylist because I always wanted to help women. I wanted them to feel comfortable and confident in their appearance, because I know how much it's affected me when I didn't look or felt good. So that's what I was striving for. And while my business grew, I did make money. I was very successful from outside what people saw, because I never share my story at that point. Yes. So I created this carefully crafted story because I want people to like me. And it was interesting because while my business grew, my life deteriorated. And because I was clean from booze and drugs, I didn't realize how hard the PTSDs and trauma actually affected me. So was the time when I was the most successful, but I was depressed, overweight. My family was falling apart. My children was going through like very difficult times, but I was not emotionally available because I was not healthy. And that time, that was that pivotal moment that I chose to close my business and concentrate on my health and wellness and rebuild myself, my foundation, and then move into building the business, because I realized the most important role as a wife and a mother and as a Lena Cebula as a human being. So that's how that transition started. And if you want to know more about my story, you can connect with me later. But what's cool about this workshop, when I closed the business, I thought, wow, now I have empty hands. So what can I do now when everything else got stable? So I actually published my book to sharing my story. And that's brought me huge healing, because I realized that you have to deal with the past, but it's for everything, it's the right time. So then when I was speaking, many coaches said to me, Lena, you have to be a coach. So it took me another 2 years almost to get my certification. So I've been coaching for over 50 hours. But then I actually realized that it's not that different from behind the chair. Ladies, when you go to do your hair, 20 minutes they put the color on, the other 40 minutes you talking to your hairstylist. So I just realized that my heart didn't change. I'm still want to help women to feel confident and focused and find that balance, but just my work changed. And that's so much better for me because it's perfectly now fit into taking care of my children, my home, and my life. So that's how I create that foundation. So The goal of this workshop today, it's simple, to help you to feel empowered as you manage all the different life transitions. And I know it's not easy to navigate. And sometimes in those kind of roles, we face an uncertainty and asking what's next. And sometimes we feel like our hands are empty. And it's normal to feel stuck because we can be unsure, worry about the future. But alongside those challenges, there's also deep desire for clarity, balance, and growth. And that's exactly what we will work towards today. By the end of this workshop, my hope is that you leave feeling more grounded, focused, and ready to tackle your next steps with confidence. So I would like for this workshop to be interactive and engaging. And Christine already asked you guys to put some information about yourself. But on top of it, I will ask you to get started with setting intentions. So please type one word in the chat that describes what you want to get from this workshop, and then write that down in your workbook. And by the way, I know how hard it's to write when somebody's speaking and you want all the questions. That's why I put them all in workbook, so you can have easy just write that one word of intention into your workbook and then in the chat, please. Let's hear it. Do the emojis and let's have some fun. You know, Christine, I think like everybody already have the workbook. Just keep it at that because it's changing my screen as well, and I need to see my screen. Right in the beginning. All right.
Sorry, I was talking with you. Didn't realize I had mute on. Okay, no problem. I will take it off the screen. That's what I was saying.
You. Thank you.
Okay.
So let's read some words. So there's curiosity, growth, learning. I want to more calm in my life. Great insight. That's awesome. Flow. That's great. So let's have a little bit discussion about the identifying overwhelm. So how many roles do you feel like you're juggling right now? Type it in the chat. And honestly, you don't have to share, but just, look at the workbook, and there are some of the, roles like mother, professional, partner, caregiver, etc. Just count. I just want to show you guys that you're not alone. 9. Okay, I did 5 and I thought it was many. Many, Nita said. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. 5. I just want you to see that we're all in the same boat. Everybody struggling with the making all this expectation needs. So let's do this activity called role mapping exercise. And again, use your workbook to make notes. So on a page 4, please list all of the roles you are currently manage. And you don't have to share any details, just put the number in the chat if you would like. And then next part, you're gonna circle the roles are causing the most stress. And again, just for you, so you can have awareness. All right. So let's take a moment to reflect on how trying juggling multiple roles can easily lead to overwhelm and frustration. And number one, to see that number for yourself, like feel that that's kind of, if you don't have a very good foundation, you can definitely feel overwhelmed because it's sometimes too much. I don't know, is anyone want to share your roles, like you juggling or stress associated with them? I just want to give you opportunity to speak, but it's not mandatory. Lift your hand up and I call on you. If I don't see any hand, I can share. Um, yes, graduate students. So um, I can share my story as well. But definitely, ladies, if you would like to participate, don't be shy. So, for example, when I had a salon, I thought I can do it all. And then it's definitely, I didn't use anyone to help me. I didn't have any family to help me. And I was assuming that I don't know, you know what? Even maybe funnier. I saw this on the Facebook. They have this picture when mom getting day off, and instead of mom in the house going inside, the doctor, the driver, the cook, the I don't know, some personal assistant. So 9 people or 10 people go inside the house. That's how we are. Like we are to replace us and what we do, we need all those people to actually do the work. I think that's what create actually overwhelm. So many are struggling to find the balance while managing the demands of different roles. And it's easy to feel pulled in multiple directions, and the pressure to do it all can be overwhelming. I don't know, is that me with my crazy Russian personality that I assume that we can do it all? But I actually hear from many women in transition this overwhelming pressure to be everything to everyone, and great mother, a successful professional, and supportive partner, and still somehow find time for yourself. All right, Claire.
Hi, I want to share
Hi.
something. Hi, how are you?
Absolutely.
This is the first time I joined this meeting.
Welcome.
Thank you. I love one of the products I love very much. I think it's going to be a great benefit for many of people in the world. I was in supply chain side had for years. I'm switched to sales side right now a little bit. So I'm so nervous to in front of people. I just when I talk to people, I feel like I'm on a death penalty. I don't know, maybe in my childhood, maybe something wrong. I don't know. I just struggling with that.
All right. Yes, it's not easy. And honestly, I think it's one of the good thing to be a part of the community of like-minded women, because this is non-judgmental atmosphere. You can practice, you can speak up, and look at you, like from all of these ladies, they thinking like, oh, what should I say? Like honestly, that courage too. So good job. So there's the studies. Is there anything else you want to add, Claire?
Me?
Yes.
No, I just want some interaction. That's I'm trying to, want to say something.
That's beautiful. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. So I was talking about the juggling multiple roles. And I don't know if you know this lady, their study shows that more than 60% of working mothers feel like they are not doing enough, at least in one area of their lives. This is the shared experience for so many women, and it's not sign of failure, but rather a challenge that most of us face at some point. So let's take a moment for now to breathe. We're gonna inhale and exhale. And I want you to acknowledge that effort you put into everyday life, that you're doing your best. And even if it doesn't always feel that way, this is the shared journey, and we're all in this together. So we're gonna go into desire for the work-life balance. In the workbook, page 5, there's the questions for you, Lydia. One question. What does work-life balance means to you? And there is no right or wrong answers. It can look different for everyone. So take a few minutes to write that in your workbook. And if you would like to share that, put it in the chat. Or if you would like to talk about that. What does work-life balance means to you? You lift up your hand and I will unmute you. All right, Christine.
I just wanted to share that in my experience over the last 25 years, work-life balance isn't this picture perfect. I'm just going to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I'm going to come home, make dinner, spend time with the kids. Like it's just, that's a fairy tale, I believe. Anyway, I could be wrong. For me, being an entrepreneur and having, wearing many hats in different areas, work-life balance actually looks like today it might be a 14-hour day, tomorrow it might be a 2-hour day. I might be working Monday to Sunday this week, and then next week I'm only working Tuesday to Friday. So I don't know what other people experience with work-life balance. The older I get, I know I'm trying to do less, and part of that is because you tend to care less, but that's not right. When I say care less, I don't mean you care less. I mean, you have a sharpened focus on what really matters. So you drop the stuff that is just, what you think you should be doing or what you want other people want you to do. So anyway, my point was about work-life balance, that I think as entrepreneurs and mothers, we don't always have that perfect 7 hours of this, 7 hours, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'd love to hear what other people think about that.
Absolutely. And when we learn about this balance? After the burnout, because that's what happened to me. I realized that you have to set your priorities straight and you are number one. Sometimes, about the plane, when the plane crashes, you put the mask on yourself first. And I think in our society, we have to perform and go, and we put all those stresses on ourselves as well. And honestly, Christine, you're saying older I get, but that's what coming with experience. You have to get there yourself. When I had my first baby, people saying like, go sleep, go sleep. You know what? I don't think like I was sleeping at all for first 2 years because I was so afraid that something gonna happen to that baby. But now, like after 3 kids, I was resting when my kids were resting because I knew if I don't sleep, I'm gonna get anxiety. If I get anxiety, I'm not performing like my duties and all this stuff. So everything fall apart. So honestly, have that self-check. And by the way, I about burnout, I got so excited and I created another, and you guys can have that as well, a list and checklist about the science and warning signs about the burnout. So you guys welcome to check, because those small things like breathing, like bugs breathing or have a glass of water, so you're always in tune with your body and with yourself. So thank you so much for sharing, Christine. And absolutely, is there anyone else would like to say anything before I move on? All right, we're gonna read a little bit in the chat. So Barbara say work-life balance, it's not compartmentalized. Okay, compartmentalized. Holy macaroni. There is one word, prioritization, and now like I get this compartmentalized. There you go. And she said, for me, bigger picture is trying to live life in moderation. As Christine said, work can be intense and highly involved for several days in a row, and then some time off. And this is very important because in the beginning of the having the business or having a new baby or just have work or children or anything like changes like that, I think we always go, and then we don't rest. And this is the most important part, because if we don't rest, we will not work and give our 100%. So there's few tips on how to create a more balanced life, and you are free to add your own. And then I put it as well in your workbook. So the prioritization, and I know I practice this word. So focus on what truly matters, and Christine touched on that as well. delegation. It's important to ask for help and distributing responsibilities and boundaries. Set the boundaries in relationships and work to protect personal time. And honestly, I was thinking about this too, about focus on what truly matters. And although I I loved my work and I loved my clients and I loved that I was helping with the finances and I love how it made me feel like somebody. But you know what? Number one, somebody I was without even like doing anything. It's for my family. For them, I always been somebody that I didn't have to look for the worth and value from something I did. And it took me a long time to realize that I am precious and priceless. Doesn't matter like if like I'm work overachiever or I'm dealing with my mental health, I still have worth and value as a human being, as a Lena. So a quick exercise, and you can look into your workbook as well. So write down one thing you can delegate or one boundary you could set to feel more balanced, and write down why you choose this particular thing. I give you a few minutes, and Kathy want to share. Go ahead, Kathy, unmute. Yeah.
Well, I think as an entrepreneur, like my child, I only had one, but you know, is grown. So it's helped me with some of that balancing too, because I don't have, you know, going to school or concerns that you have when they're younger. You have different concerns when they're older, but because it never goes away. But I think that balance as an entrepreneur, it's really hard to say no when you have a customer. And it's really difficult to set those boundaries that you're talking about too, right? So one of the things I've tried to do is say that, you know, Mondays and Wednesdays I don't take clients. And I only start because I like my sleep. So I don't start even taking clients until 2 in the afternoon. You know, I can do whatever I need to do in the morning, have my lunch, and then I'm available for my clients too. So as you're saying, that work-life balance, it really is important. And everybody now is calling it self-care, right? That's the catch word or whatever that right phrase is. But it really is important. So I think it's great that you're bringing that up too, that, you know, we can't be all things to all people, right? So
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And honestly, you were talking about, and I was thinking, you know, there was people who come to my house at 9 o'clock at night to do their hair because they have wedding or something celebration. And I was so afraid to lose that client that I would say yes to them instead of go to read to my kids. And reading to my kids was non-negotiable for me. So then I felt like I'm not serving my clients because it's very late, like they finish very late, and then my kids go sleep without mom. And it's interesting because when I start setting the boundaries and say no more after dinner, people, you know what? Nobody left. Nobody left me. They found another time to come because that was my boundary. Guess what? The stores say to you, we open at 8 o'clock and close at 9 o'clock. You don't come like knocking on their door at 9:30 because that's the boundary that they set. And the same that when you call in someone, they say right away, we not tolerate this language to us. If it's gonna happen, we're gonna hang up. That's a boundary, you know. And when you said that, you already know that you're not gonna speak that way or don't come to the store in that time because that's what they like. And it's very important to actually address that and look at that. And honestly, I always hear God saying to me, whoever loves you, they won't leave you. I share my story. Nobody ever threw the stones at me and supported me. All my church, all my friends, all my family, they just loved on me. And now every time I speak or I say to my clients, you know what? I'm sorry, I have to reschedule my Zoom or my appointment because I have to pick up the kids. or something happening in school. I never heard one woman say to me, you know what? No, stay with me, do this stuff because this is more important than your children. But I felt that I have to give them that because they are paying clients. So it's all in us. We have to choose. So did you guys write down one thing that you're gonna delegate or the boundary you could set to have more balance? Yes, everybody's good. All right, perfect. There's yeah. Man, like if I just hire someone to cook and clean, that would be so much better. But anyway, for now, if this is your work and this is what you have to do, honestly, just take the breaks and take care of yourself. And actually that burnout PDF can help you as well. So let's address the feeling of failing the expectation, uh, failing to meet expectation. So the workbook, page 7. The question is, what expectations do you feel you need to live up to in your role? Write down one thing, or like actually just write down in your book. And if you would like to put it in the chat, what expectations do you feel you need to live up to in your roles? And if anybody want to share. And honestly, guys, we can be honest about societal and family and self-imposed expectations as well. Does anybody come to mind? Okay, guys, like you heard a little bit about my story. And if anybody want to share, just lift up your hand. But I share with you. So my husband has 2 sisters and mom. Well, it's 5 kids in their family. And they all like kind and sweet and soft spoken, and they all, I don't know what is word called, domesticated. They cook and clean, and they're just wonderful. So I'm coming into their family, uh, and so I'm coming. Sorry, I was reading the um, catchist chat. Anyways, I will come back to that guidance. So it's interesting because I came from this Discord. I was all over the place. I was trying to learn how to be this normal person. So my husband taught me how to cook, not to cook much, but to clean and all that stuff. And I always felt that I was not good enough about the care of the home because, like, first of all, like I didn't know how to do it. But second of all, every time they come to my house, they go and they clean after me. And that's what drives me nuts when my mother-in-law would come and she would talk to me and she'd just start cleaning my counter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like every time she come, I would clean whole house. You know what she would do? She would take the plants, bless her heart, and she start giving them haircuts, cleaning the leaves one by one. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So for 20 years, I always thought I'm not good enough housekeeper for her until almost right before her, the time that she passed away, she said, Lena, I think like I have like this severe anxiety. I cannot stop moving. This is my baggage that I've been dealing all my life. And it's interestingly enough, until she shared that, I understand that was nothing about me not cleaning the house. And my sister-in-law actually said, you know what, she does that in my house too. I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. And then instead of actually rejecting her, I just start looking into positive and thinking like, oh my goodness, it can help me. So every time she come and me and my husband have date, she said, okay, is there anything to clean? But because she shared that, I'm like, oh, I'm helping her. So I give her all my glass pots everything that I couldn't scrub it off. I don't know how that woman did it, but it was like see-through. It was so amazing. And my husband goes like, what? You make my mom clean? I'm like, well, we're helping each other. She loves to do it. She needs to, and I need to do that. So it's all about the perspective. And there's another thing, ask for help. We always have someone to delegate. Sometimes if you're mama, you and somebody come in and say like, what can I do for you? This is not belittling in any way, in shape and form. I always say, if somebody say, what can I do for you? They mean it from the bottom of the heart. They want to give you a gift. You know, if you said, if it's your family and you need like shower, get a blow dry, ask them for that. If it's somebody else, like, you know, neighbors, like, you know, cook a meal, you know, the cooked meal like goes so far. And doesn't matter if you're entrepreneur, mama, if you have kids, if you just busy with work and have serving other people and you just busy and busy. So honestly, do not reject help. So, and it's so interesting because now after getting through all these like difficult times, I do believe I when I go to someone, if they are not feeling well or they busy at work, I do offer them to cook meal, and that's how I can serve people and give something back as well. So I actually really like to help people by feeding them. Because I do believe everybody will appreciate a good meal. So next, we're gonna go into mindset shift activity. And let's reframe a fear of failure. You can look into affirmation that I put in your book, or you can create your own as well. So one of them, I think, yes, and the reframe. So think of the time you actually failed, but actually learned and grew from the experience. And write down one key lessons of strength that came out of that moment. So before the affirmation, we're gonna do this little exercise. So think of the time you failed, but actually learn or grew from the experience, and write down one key lesson or strength that came out of that moment. I'm gonna read the chat. Oh, this trick. White vinegar is key to make glasses, vases, and windows sparkle. You know what? My grandma in Ukraine did that because we were poor, and now like it's a huge cleaning agent that actually cheap and chemicals free, and I'm using it all the time. And guess what? When we moved into this house have these bamboo floors. And my husband said, oh, let's find the really good cleaning for like agent for them. And I Google, and vinegar was number one. I said, look at that. I know how to clean stuff. So, all right. Is anybody want to share or put it in the chat? What is the time was about the failure and growth experience? No? All right. I definitely, well, been haunted by imposter syndrome because I heard those thoughts in my head. Who do you think you are to have a healthy marriage after like going through this life? Who do you think you are to be mom and housekeeper, or like owner, business owner? Who do you think you are? But now it doesn't touch me anymore, because no matter what, I know that I'm good wife and a mother, and I don't have to perform, that I have to do my best for my family and my children. Yes, Claire.
Okay, let me try to share the with things. Hopefully it's gonna be some, how do I say, value to it, the group. I I have some challenges, like I already mentioned. I'm easy to get nervous. So I think my like vagus nerve system maybe a little bit compromised. So I took it easy for the summer. So this whole summer I'm planting vegetables. So right now season's over. I do find myself have some improvement. But because I'm not very, how do I say, spend time to build my business. So my business is going down. Last month's probably the lowest month in the record. So I'm starting to realize, I should start to pick up something because this is Black Friday, right? November, something like that. I can't do it forever like that. So I think as a business owner here, everybody probably here an entrepreneur, because certain business is like seasonal. So it's always up and down. Now it's always not in the high volume. Making money, for example, make a lot of money. But I think I bought myself a little ring, which is a turtle. So show the bunny and turtle, they'll race, right? So turtle always, they're winning in the end because they consistent just keep going, right? So as long as we are not giving up ourselves, I think there's a chance. And think it will be keep our initial goal there. Don't easily give up. Many people give up early, so that's why they are become failure in the end.
Very good insight. Thank you so much. And the changing the mindset, it's very important. And yeah, it's first time me doing this workshop. I think like my stories took some time, so we're gonna do this as best as possible. So there's some affirmation in your exercise as well. And another one that I didn't put it there, it's I'm enough as I am. I embrace growth in all areas of my life, and I trust the process of becoming the best version of myself, one step at a time. And that's what, if you need that affirmation, please know that everything takes time and experience. So the action plan, and before we go into action plan strategy and creating your personal plan, here's the recap of the key points we discussed. Managing overwhelm, we'll explore juggling multiple roles can be overwhelming. Seeking balance, we discussed that work-life balance means individually, and some strategies like prioritization, delegation, and setting boundaries to create more balance in both professional and personal lives. And the overcoming fear, we confronted the fear of not meeting expectation and reframe by recognizing value of the process, not perfection. And it's very important. So together, this strategy provide foundation for navigating transition with more confidence and ease. So there's a plan, and you can actually look, I put all the steps in there so you don't have to write them down. So in your worksheet or in a separate piece of paper, or here even in the book, you can write and create your plan. You can just take some time because I don't want you to rush through this. This is just prompts for you. Identifying your overwhelm, one step toward the balance, confronting expectation, and one self-care commitment. Write down and truly think about what is what is their matter for you and how you can make this as best as possible. And honestly, don't reach out. Look, all of these women, we are professional, we're in a different sphere, but we all know about the burnout and overwhelm and can support each other. So in closing thoughts, transition are part of life and growth, and each step you take towards balance is a success. And remember, not perfection, but progress. And I encourage accountability. Again, share your personal plan with a partner or in the group or trusted friend to keep you accountable. So based on what I have shared with you today, ladies, I want to leave you with this quote by Marianne Williamson that I really love. And it goes like this: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, Who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? We were born to make manifest of the glory of God that is within us. And as we let our own light shine, we give other people permission to do the same. And my light shines bright these days. Now it's time for you to shine yours upon the world too. Thank you so much, ladies.
Awesome. Thank you. Did anyone have any questions or queries or want to share how you're thinking about moving forward with the implementation of these strategies that Lena has shared?
And there I put it in the chat a little bit about myself.
I always want to delegate. And I have a challenge with that because sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, to delegate, I need to explain all this stuff. It'd just be faster for me to do the darn thing than to explain it all, have someone else do it. And then maybe they don't do it right. So that's my other problem with
Yes,
delegating.
that's another point. Yes, because expectation of doing the way that you want it to be done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
So behind that expectation, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the fear of them not doing the work to your standard.
Correct.
So, so that's why you don't delegate. Or like that's why I don't delegate. Because when I had the salon and I put my oldest daughter into daycare, and my paycheck was covering her daycare. And my grandmother said, "So you paying someone to raise your daughter?" And that's why I think my delegation put in my mind that nobody can do better than I do. But then I took the business and the children and everything and the cooking and the stuff and ended up that I needed to have 9 people to do the work that I was doing myself. And there was no one partner up with me and say, you know what, you need to have vitamins and sleep and exercise and eat. But I took care of everyone and everyone was thriving, but I was falling apart. So I think it's good if somebody come and cook and clean once in a while and make meal. Not the way you like it, but it's gonna be good.
Well, speaking of the meals, there was a time when I was just not able to make good, healthy meals. So, HelloFresh, for example, is a great thing to delegate. If you want to spend more time on your business, and you can't cook the meals and you're spending too much on takeout, that's a really great option.
That is great. And you know what? After COVID, like we talked to with Savannah about the benefits and downfalls of COVID. Now you can order like meals online. And honestly, my sister-in-law, she's busy. She's CEO of the company, and she takes my coaching because she's so successful like in her business, but she don't have a time for her personal life. And that's where the coach come in and help focus because like lots of time she spends. But you know what? She order everything online. All her meals come in like and meals and groceries come in online. And it's fantastic because she does not miss that and she go to sleep on time. So it's definitely some of those things we can do.
So while we have you here, Lena, what are the programs that you offer? How does the one-on-one work? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So first session, I give it away as a complimentary because I do believe we have to learn about each other and needs and to see like if we are a good fit. But plus, I'd like to show people what I can do because sometimes um, don't know what the life coaching is. So that would be really great to actually learn a little bit about that. So and I always believe that serving from overflow. So I want to give you the tools to give away. And even like if you bring that section, it's gonna be a real session. You're gonna bring the problem and we're gonna create the plan or solution. So I will lead you through the process so you can walk away. So you feel that you got a value from that.
And is
And
that the email that you sent me? Is that the 45-minute you sent me? Okay.
yes.
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 Okay. So everyone, just to let you know that I'll be sending an email after today's session here with the offer, the 45-minute complimentary session that Lena just spoke about. I'll also be sending you all of her contact information in the email so that you can, follow up. Okay. So
Yes,
sorry.
and there's different packages. You can get 1 hour, 5 sessions, or a 3 months package, and they all have their own benefits. And we can talk about this at the session. But I would like to give you this uh, burnout. Well, it was a PDF, but I've got so excited about this workbook. So I'm creating actually nice and pretty book. So it's like good looking book. So I would like to have give you as well. So I will send it to Christine and she will send it to all of you because I do believe sometimes we're thinking about this grand gesture, like what self-care look for me. Maybe I need a day off, maybe I need a bath. But those simple and fast at the moment, you can check, oh my gosh, I feel tired, I feel dehydrated. There's the thing that I can do that it's kind of give you like fast release. And then you go and then you look into your plan and you said, wow, I actually said that I'm gonna delegate this and I'm still doing it. That's why I feel this way. So I have to come back, look, check. And there's another thing, ladies. This is like, I love this phrase, written in sand, not in cement. So you can adjust anytime. So
Say
it's
that again. I missed it. Can you say that phrase again?
so written in the sand. So you
Oh,
can
writing in the
remove
sand.
and
Okay.
you can write it again, not in cement. It's not solidified, so you cannot change it. And I think like that's what brought me freedom too. If today gonna be delegation is the meal prep, maybe tomorrow it's gonna be something different. So adjust and adapt to your day. And it's okay if it changes. So just be flexible, go with the flow, but don't get to the point of the burnout if you feel like you're dizzy, you're not feeling well, and you're so overwhelmed that you cannot deal with the day. Then if you do this checklist all the time, then you're gonna notice, oh, I think I need a break. Oh, I think I need to walk away. Because I kid you not, I'm like in the same boat. Sometimes I get so excited to work that sometimes I'm not get up from the computer until like my back or neck hurts. And then I look and I'm like, wow, 3 hours. I've been here 3 hours. So whatever helps you, like set the alarm or, sometimes my puppy comes and she keep begging me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take you outside. And then I go outside. I'm like, oh, thanks God for this fresh air and look at the sun. And thank you for taking me outside for walk. So those kind of things, like just incorporate in your life. And especially from this point of view that we are entrepreneurs and we are busy. And who sets the boundaries of the working time? We are the stay-at-home mom. Who sets the working hour? You are. You choose when you're gonna feed yourself. And there, I heard this really cool saying that I think like Mel Robbins was saying that somebody, she goes like, nobody coming to like save you, to feed you, to put you to bed. You have to parent yourself. And I'm like, oh, that's the interesting stuff because my kids, when they were little, they're like, how come you don't have any snacks, mommy? And we have. I'm like, well, because I don't have mommy. But then I thought like, no, I do. I am a mommy. I can bring my snacks. I can do this stuff for me. But it's all coming from being burnout, being so run down and serving from empty. And guess what? You cannot thrive from serving from empty, honestly. So there's my story. And I'm really grateful for your time, ladies, and for showing up and to learning new things. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share with you my workshop and my story. So I appreciate you all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Before we go, can we go do a group photo? Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Thank you. And there are some additional comments, Lena, you want to check those out before we sign off. So if we just get you all online and have a nice, lovely smile here. Anyone who wants to join us. And 1, 2, 3, smile. Excellent. Thanks so much, ladies. I'll send out Barbara's asking about your book. She asked a couple times, Lena. If you want to just have a look there before I close off, that would be
Yes.
great. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Is this a weekly
Absolutely.
meeting, same Zoom number?
Sorry?
Is this a weekly meeting, same Zoom number or different?
No, our Lunch and Learns are once a month on the second Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
And each one of the Lunch and Learns are advertised separately, a different facilitator, a different topic, and a fresh link.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And
Okay,
ladies,
thanks,
if you would
Claire.
like to have my book, just email me and I send you a signed copy. Because if you buy it from Amazon, you're not gonna get a signed copy. But from me, like you can get the author signed copy. And
That's
thank you so
awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a lovely afternoon. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Christine. Okay. Bye.
Bye, ladies. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
I will copy the copy. I'll save the text if you haven't already. I'll save the text, the chat window, and I'll send
Can you
it to you.
stay
Okay?
can you stay a minute before like when everybody
Yeah.
when I have a question.
Okay. And
All
yes,
right.
go ahead.
Oh, I just
Oh,
want
let
to
me stop
ask you,
recording.
like, oh my goodness.
Hang
Like,
on
I
one
just
second.
want to ask you.
1 second. 1
Yeah.
second. 1 second. I just want to stop recording.
Okay.